Alright guys, welcome back to our Little Mountain Life vlog. We need to update everybody since our last video.
This is embarrassing.
What's embarrassing?
We're wearing the same thing.
Imagine that, we're wearing the same Little Mountain Life t-shirts on a Little Mountain Life vlog.
On a little mountain. But
Anywho, our last video we told you guys that we all had COVID, and so we need to give you guys some updates. A lot of people have been asking how we're doing. Obviously, with us being sick with the virus, we have a lot of things getting away from us up here on the homestead with the home build. You know, this whole time we've had animals in the garden going, but we haven't been able to keep up with it very well. One kind of biggish thing that I thought was going to happen on the homestead, I thought we were going to have babies on the homestead of the duck variety. Even though Natalie and I agreed no more new animals until after the house, I was pretty sure that we were going to have duck babies, and not from me doing anything, but we had a broody duck. It was actually the Cayuga Khaki Campbell cross duck, the darker of the ducks that we hatched out, and she was broody, sitting on a big clutch of eggs, and I thought for sure we would get some ducks
we
from
have
her.
that Drake over there doing his Drake thing.
So obviously male ducks, when they're around a bunch of other females, they get excited.
Their boy duck thing.
So we had suspicion that we had a lot of fertilized eggs being laid, if you give them time, incubate them or whatever. And these are the same ducks that we hatched from Morgan at Goldshaw Farm. We hatched them in an incubator last year, and I thought that maybe it would be cool to incubate some here, but obviously we don't want new animals,
right?
Or we don't want to deal with the new animals. But we thought, hey, maybe the duck will hatch them naturally and we could sell them locally, or I don't know, do something with them. But after about a month, because they take a little bit longer than chicken eggs, watching her on her clutch of eggs, she'll when I approach, she would start hissing at me and get really territorial and really protective of the eggs. After a while, she just abandoned her nest. And it's a little upsetting because I had actually candled the eggs, and I verified that several of them had development going on inside. And so it was weird. She was moving her nest, and eventually she just left it and rejoined the rest of the ducks. And it was just weird. And
so maybe they were duds, or maybe she just gave up.
Well, so I did investigate after she abandoned the eggs, and I kind of let them sit for a couple days to make sure she was really abandoning them. And again, we're not in the position to be incubating eggs right now with an unfinished house. So I did look inside the eggs, and half of them were just a scrambled mush on the inside, really gross. And the other half had developed ducklings that just never made it. So kind of sad, but it is what it is. We weren't planning on it. But when you have the prospect of having new baby animals on a homestead, on a farm, it's oh cool, let's see the cute ducks, and then it doesn't happen. That said, we do have a second broody female duck that has been sitting on a clutch of eggs, and again I verified that there's development going on inside. I candled them, so maybe we'll get ducklings from her. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, so we'll keep you guys in the loop with that. And besides the animals, we've got the garden going on.
So our garden is totally out of control, but we're actually getting a lot of veggies from it right now. We got to the point where the weeds kind of grew up and we all got sick, and we just let it go.
Daily weeding was not going to be a thing when we were sick with the virus.
And everything grows so fast right now, so the weeds have gotten crazy. But we do have a lot of good veggies going on, and I don't think we've bought veggies in at least a month now.
Yeah.
We've just been eating, even if I'm not harvesting every day, I'll come out and just cut a bunch and just cook it up, and then we'll eat it for 2 days, and then I'll come out and do it again. So we've been eating it. It hasn't been going to waste, but it just looks like a hot mess.
You can see we have the really cool ornamental Wi-Fi antenna there. So that's super cool.
Keeping it classy.
But we'll show you guys a little bit of the garden. I would like to do a garden tour, eventually sometime soon, after we can weed and get more control over it, but it might not happen, so let's just show you a little more right now.
So these are Asian long beans, or yard beans. Look at the length of these babies. I love them so much. My grandmother used to grow these. And they're so long. So we have just been eating a ton of green beans. I mean, if you look, even just take an armful, they're all over the place. And we've just been cooking them. We've been sauteing them and roasting them, and there's just a ton of them. like I caught a fish or something. Look at these babies. These are amazing for a small yard space, because in the same space, if we had small green beans, we would have this many. But instead we got all this. Oops, I lost one. This is at least the 4th time I've been out here harvesting, and I've gotten like twice this much most times. So we have been eating a ton of green beans. This is our out of control tomato bush bed. I staked some of them up. They had cages, and some of them actually pulled the cages up and over the side on that side back there. So they're just doing their own thing. Over here we have Chinese water spinach, and we have been eating a ton of this stuff. Just sauteed with garlic. It's so good. I can't eat it down. It grows so fast that as fast as we're eating it, it's growing back. And it's not actually supposed to get this big, but I've just been stir frying the leaves because the stems are getting too thick. But I can't keep up with it. But I plan to let some of it go to seed so that we can have the seeds for next year. And over here we've got peppers, which are actually doing really well. We're excited to eat these. This is our sacrificial kale. I hear that most gardens end up with a sacrifice vegetable that the worms got to, and I decided to leave it so that they could keep eating this and leave everything else alone. So that's our sacrificial crop there. And then I have purple basil, I have more tomatoes over there, I have rainbow chard over in the corner, I have a couple basil bushes, and then the lettuce bed has just turned into complete seeds and chaos, and I will deal with it later.
So yeah, obviously with being sick like we had been, a lot of things got away from us. The progress on the house came to a halt. It was bad. I talked about in the last video, it felt a lot like mono to me because I just had zero energy, and I really haven't had much energy. Even today, I feel like, okay, I've done enough. I need to take it easy. Natalie, thankfully, after being down for the camp for a while, you've gotten back to work a little bit.
Yeah, I have my voice back. I get tired faster, so I'm trying to take it easy. I'm trying to catch up while not overdoing it because I don't want to get set back again. But we were in bed for like 7 days.
At least.
And then in bed half days, for like another week. So we're slowly getting back to it, but I'm glad that my voice is back and I am working again, just slower, at a slower pace than usual.
And we can taste our food now.
And we can taste food again.
Yeah, it was like a good 5 days, I think, where we had zero taste or smell.
Zero.
And it slowly came back. It was like each day, I was like over salting food to kind of like jumpstart my taste buds. And eventually it's come back. So it was kind of a pain in the butt, but obviously it's not as bad as some people have to deal with. So we're thankful for that, for sure. And again, we were vaccinated. We're one of those interesting breakthrough cases. It's whatever, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to move ahead, and I guess we'll have a good variety of antibodies to work with moving forward.
We got the vaccine antibodies and we got
The natural.
Yeah,
So we're doing better. We appreciate everybody reaching out and asking how we've been doing. We've gotten some cards in the mail from our old church family where you used to play piano.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody's well wishes and checking in on us.
But we're glad to be solidly on the mend and getting back to work. A little bit slower than usual, but we're getting back to it. And we're going to be getting back to work on the house and cleaning up the garden. Lots of things going on here. So we will see you all on the next one.
Well,